Thanks for joining the live stream, Arm Wrestling fans. My name is Pradeep, and today in this live stream, which should be about 90 minutes long, we'll be discussing a bunch of arm wrestling topics, out of which the main ones are East versus West, Devon versus Vitali, Kamil Jablonsky's recent comments about Neil Pickup, Devon Larrett, and a bunch of other stuff. He was really mad too. And then we'll also have a look at what the social media in the arm wrestling field is saying, especially the Reddit arm wrestling group. Will screen share that as well. Okay, that's the kind of delay that we are having. This time I selected on the full video quality mode. It is a little bit late, as you can see, maybe like 15-20 seconds late, but it's good. The video quality is as good as it can get. I don't know, the East could be so dramatic. Yeah, they're making their presence felt. I like that. Bigger elbow pads, lower the height of the pin, and let me hide under the table in my queen's move. 80 people have already joined. Thanks so much for joining, arm wrestling fans. And let's start with the topics. First one is Devon uploading a video. I've already recorded that audio and sent it to my brother for editing. Hopefully he'll be doing that soon. Yes, I think he has checked that. So he'll be doing that. Devon and Vitali have been so clear until now about this one fact that they are not going to travel. Devon is going to travel only to USA from Canada, and he's already in USA for a tournament or something like that. And then Vitali has made it clear that he will travel, but only to Baku, not to USA. Like, not even once has Vitali mentioned anything about going to USA. Not even once. All he said was, nope, I haven't even submitted my documents yet, my passport yet. How can they say that my visa is almost ready? It is not ready. So he's not going there. And yet, out of nowhere, Devon uploads a video yesterday saying that, for me it was today, saying that Vitali is coming and we are going to have a good match. And in the comments, he's replying that he is manifesting that Vitali is coming. Whatever that means. How is he manifesting that? So it's confusing because on one hand, the fans keep on saying that why is the Baku guy making these assumptions or announcing these news? Why isn't it coming from East versus West? And yet when Devon says that Vitali come to USA, Vitali, the match is going to happen, I'm manifesting it. So why don't the fans say then that why is Devon inviting Vitali to come to here? Like, is he going to pay the flights and hotel and accommodation, the match fees? Robert Baxter is going to do that. So why not let Robert invite Vitali? Why hasn't Robert publicly said even once, asked Vitali to come to USA? So it's the same thing both ways, but the fans for some reason are choosing one side. Pradeep versus Carolina. Yeah, right-handed, that can be a good match, I think. Good match. Left-handed, she'll beat me. Oh, no, left-handed, I'll beat her. Right, maybe, I think. I may even lose if she's like really fast. What's the drama, Pradeep? So this is the drama. Arm wrestlers are doing the announcements. Event organizers or venue organizers are doing the announcements, but nothing is being confirmed. Invite guest. I'm not sure if he's going to join or not. Matt Rhodes commented on my recent video that the video that I made about Andrei Smaev. He was saying that I didn't understand the language and the information provided was incorrect. I asked him what's the correct information in the comments. He has not replied yet. So let me try to share him the link. Maybe he'll be willing to join here, but I somehow I doubt that. Let's see. Matt Rhodes only comments under my videos when he disagrees with something. When he agrees with something, like 3 times in last 1 or 2 years, he has commented under my videos, and all of the comments were about disagreements. But it makes sense too. Like, he may agree with a lot of things. If he starts commenting about the things that he agrees with, he'll have to post hundreds of comments a day somewhere on some channels. So maybe that's understandable. Let me find Matt Rhodes. There he is. I'm live. Okay, our job is done. If he wants to join, he can join. 140 watching, yes, now more than that. 148 are watching, 40 likes already. Thanks for that. Arm Wars in 25 minutes. Yes, if you want to watch the Arm Wars, I think it's under the pay-per-view, so you have to become a member. This is a secret that I know for a fact. I've discussed with some people, and I tried to convince Engin about this. Engin wasn't ready to do the pay-per-views. I was like, just find a broadcasting partner who does not deal with the sales of the company, sales of the pay-per-view. That this is the conversation that I was having with Engin like almost maybe 4 years ago, when he was thinking about starting pay-per-views. My suggestion was, in fact, he himself asked, if what if I do the pay-per-views on YouTube, when he was in discussions with Core Sports. I think one event had already happened. So my suggestion was, yep, go ahead, do your thing with YouTube. The thing is, first one is ease of payment. Everyone can pay. So the people who are complaining now that we don't have a credit card, we cannot purchase it, a bunch of problems that used to exist back in the day for at least the first 10 events. It is gone now, since they started accepting, I think, debit cards too. So at that time it was a big problem. YouTube payment is the easiest thing in the world. Anyone can do that. But Engin's thing was like, they are going to take 30% from that. Yes, they will take 30% of that. But I know for a fact, and I've discussed this with a few people, that when you do YouTube pay-per-views or anything like that, people just don't subscribe for 1 month. Let's say, is there any member in the chat who has commented? I don't see any comment from any member yet. Let's say, for example, Dimitri Sakyan is a member of the channel, right? Pradeep versus Engin. So if he subscribes, let's say there are 10 people like that, 10 subscribe for 1 month just for the pay-per-view, at least 3 of them are going to stay for next month. Maybe they're like too lazy, man, okay, I'll cancel the membership when I have some time. Or maybe they're like, let's continue for this, let's support the guy more. Or maybe they forget. Out of those 10 pay-per-view members, one of them you will retain for at least, I'm saying, 1 year. You'll retain him for that much time. So the 70% that you are losing to YouTube, that will be recovered like in a month. I'm telling you, it will be recovered in a month. So if any of you are thinking about doing a local league or something and doing a pay-per-view on YouTube, just go ahead. It's a good idea. Arm Wars is a free preview in 22 minutes of Iron House. Okay, does anyone know what YouTube is? I don't know. Anyone know if Engin is back in East vs West? Won't pay for the pay-per-view if he is. No, he's not back yet. That's what I'm going to discuss. So Kamil Jablonsky, let me just, since we are discussing this, let me read Kamil's comment, what he said about this situation. Kamil is acting weird, man. He has blocked Aussie Arm Wrestler too. I was not aware of that. And he has blocked me. So he's just following Engin Terzi's footsteps. Blocking people left, right and center. And blocking people who don't message you. I don't message Kamil. He messages me and he blocks me. Tomorrow is the last day for agreement. This is what he said. So they discussed that before as well. Kalinichenko, I made a video about that. Maybe you have checked it out already. So Kalinichenko said that we are giving Robert Baxter 1 week to agree to our terms and conditions. If he doesn't, then East versus West will bleed. And I was like, bro, what are you doing, man? How are they going to invite this guy back again if he's threatening it like that? So 1 week has expired now. And no, I don't think they have come to an agreement with Engin Terzi or with any of the athletes. And why would they? Like, if they surrender to their threats now, then they'll have to keep on doing this forever. It's about setting an example. So I don't think they have surrendered yet. So Kamil said yesterday that tomorrow is the last day for agreement. If Robert will say no, then I'm leaving East versus West. I want to enjoy my life and I want to enjoy arm wrestling. I will block every hater. I don't need them in my life. That's why you go to Kamil's. I was just a couple of hours ago, I was going to Kamil's Instagram page and I see 130 likes and one comment. One comment. Something's wrong. Like, how can you get 150 likes and only a single comment under a video? Maybe he's also out on a blocking spree, like just like Hanging Tersey. Pradeep, two hands versus Bowen. I can beat Devon. What happened? So Devon, the thing that happened is Devon is saying that Vitali is coming to USA and we are going to have a good match. But Vitali isn't saying anything. East versus West isn't saying anything. And I'm waiting for the fans who complained who always complained when the Baku guy Elmar, when he announces, they always say that, or when he requests Devon, or I don't think he has directly requested, but like kind of indirectly requesting Devon to go there, then everyone says he's not East versus West. Why is he commenting? We need to hear from East versus West. And yet when Devon comments about similar things, that the venue was not ready, or Vitali, the visa is ready, then people are not saying that Devon is not East versus West. Why is he commenting about that? Why aren't we hearing from Robert Baxter himself or the East versus West page? Vitali is back driving trucks. Devon versus Vitali in Australia. Hanging Tersey. Who does that? Who thinks that that's a good idea to block so many people like that to make yourself more disliked? Yeah, I discussed this in detail in the last live stream that I did yesterday. Blocking people is never the solution. Like, even if someone was neutral, like a person who's like somewhere in the middle, he doesn't know whether he needs to hate Kamil or whether he needs to like him. There are some things that he likes about him, there are some things that he dislikes about him. And then if that person sees him blocking people left, right, and center, then he's going to start disliking him. Then he has to block one more person that he didn't have to block if he didn't block the first one. So I think the cycle continues like that. Otherwise, the haters on Engin's channel would have disappeared by now. But no, they're still there. They are still there. Engin needs to actively monitor all of the videos that he puts out for hours. Imagine the pressure. Imagine the pressure. If I upload a video, for me it's like the job done. Okay, I can read some comments, put some hearts, put some replies there if I want to, if I have some time. That's all. But imagine if I was like Kamil or Engin. I've uploaded a video and now work is not done. The work has started. I need to be like closely monitoring the comment section for like at least 3 hours, and I need to block every single disagreeable comment. So that's a lot of work. I have, like, in a way I have respect for that much hard work. I cannot do that. I'm incapable of doing that much hard work. Kamil won't. Kamil leaving won't hurt anything. No one cares about that moron. I will never support Kamil again. And did I say anything wrong? Like, wasn't he like acting weird in that Aussie arm wrestler interview? Like, he didn't have any good answer to any question at all. He had some good points and he stopped talking about them. Like, when he initially made that post, he had good points saying that Jerry cancelled the match because of personal reasons, and he was not even informed. He kept on training, he kept on focusing on his diet. His expenses go up when he's preparing for a super match, and the organization was treating him like a third class citizen. They didn't even inform him. He talked with Jerry about the match, and then Jerry told him that the match is cancelled. This is the best and probably the only valid point that Kamil had in this whole argument. And guess how many times he has mentioned this argument? Once. That's it. The only valid argument that he had. Florida anarchists, I'm blocking all of you. So where they go now? I'm not sure. Kalina did say in that video that there are at least three organizers that are waiting for East versus West to fall. Maybe a new league is coming. You're saying something like that. Out of respect, didn't fight Kamil when I could. I out of respect, okay. There's that. Because Kamil does say a lot of weird things. Like about the Michael Todd match. Yes, he may have felt cheated. I'm not even saying that he's wrong to think that. But then he says like he defeated Michael Todd. Like he genuinely, to this date, he keeps on saying and he keeps believing that he's the winner of the Michael Todd match. And I'm like, bro, you lost 3-0. Even if everything that you're saying is true, you still lost like 3-1. 3-1 is the best case scenario for you. How can you say that you defeated Michael Todd? The guy never pinned him. The score was 3-0, and then he's out there saying that he's the winner of that match. Tall Paul Hutchings in the house. Only Pradeep can save arm wrestling by making his own league. Yeah, I should have done that few years ago if I was like free to do that. Pradeep versus, because I cannot run a league. You have to be, I would assume, a little bit of a people pleaser to in order to be able to do that. The arm wrestlers will start hating me. They already hate me, some of them. Pradeep, me versus Kamil in the comments, who wins? I don't know, brother. Anyone in versus Kamil in the comments is a good contender, like the favorite to win. Pradeep, when will you see you hosting East versus West? I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to do that. Maybe when East versus West is in India, that's when they can ask me. Yeah, I think so. Why not? Kamil is my lawyer. Initially, when around East versus West 3 and 4, I was really interested in that press conference part. When I was seeing those other guys hosting those press conferences, I was like, man, I can definitely do a better job than that. Kamil is not a bad person. I would say one thing, nobody in this world is a bad person. Like in their own mind, everyone is a good person. I don't think the guys who do some of the worst things in the world, I don't think that they think in their mind that they're doing the wrong thing. So in their own mind, everyone is a good person. And nobody is the enemy of the sport. Pradeep, me versus Kamil in the comment. कितनी बार पूछोगे भाई comment को? Yeah, they called him a devil worshipper and a terrible human who's trying to destroy what? Richie is back in the house after some time. Do you think Vitali Devon will happen this year? This year, yes, I think so. Devon was also speaking about maybe November, the Switzerland event. That's where he wants it. Again, thanks for the $5, Richie. So yes, there is some information about that. Either September or November. Maybe there are two events. I've heard both of these months. One event is in Switzerland, and I'm not sure if the same event can happen in September or if it's a separate event. But I think either in September or November, the Devon versus Vitali match is going to happen for sure. Everyone is agreeing on that. Even Engin Terzi, I talked with Engin about this. I forgot what exactly he told me, but he said that match can happen there. So yes, that match surely is going to happen this year. I don't think it is going to happen next month. Devon thinks so. Devon is manifesting that, but it's highly doubtful as of now. So I guess Devon is important and he's the only guy who brings in the money. Yes. Americans are so stupid. Vitali can't flash MMT. How can he flash Devon? That's interesting. Hermes still believes that he can beat Levan at East versus West 18. Where did he say that? I don't think so. I don't agree with this. I don't think you're saying the right thing, because Hermes was literally saying after the match that he needs like 2-3 years at least to get strong enough to beat Levan. Even recently he was saying like maybe he needs to do 110 kg plus back pressure for multiple reps. That's when he'll be ready for Levan. So where did he say that? Indian marketing arm wrestling was amazing publicity. Indian arm wrestlers, like even the ones who are not in the top rankings here in India, they all care about social media. Something happened somewhere around 2021, 22 and 2023, like 700-800 people competed in that tournament, and even those who didn't compete, like they were advised, like if you want to compete, create a Instagram account, Facebook account, share stuff every day, make videos. Now everyone has an Instagram, everyone is promoting themselves. Like the guy, there are some arm wrestlers in India that I have never seen. Every day someone pops up in the on the Instagram feed, and he has like 25,000 followers. So it's good. Everyone is promoting themselves. Like you can see any Indian arm wrestler and you go to their Instagram page. They are uploading something every day. Everyone is doing that. And Pro Punja League came with a good idea. So the season 2 is coming on 5th of August, and their idea was like any fan, maybe it can be an arm wrestler, maybe it can be a fan. You just upload shorts or reels promoting or videos promoting the league that is coming in a creative way, and either I think it was the best video or the video with the most views, those guys will be paid with cash. So the fans are also getting paid. And guess what everyone started doing? They started making reels, they started promoting the content, they started using the, so that's a good way. Instead of just hiding your content and copyright striking everyone because they're using your match videos, that's also a good idea. How about, okay, use our videos, create shorts, create reels, promote the upcoming event, and the best video gets paid with cash, or the video with highest views gets paid with cash. The fans get paid and the event, just imagine, this one step can generate like 30 million views. For what cost? Almost free. A couple of guys are getting paid, and those guys are also not mad because their social media is also growing because they're uploading those videos. So I think it's a win-win situation for everyone. Yeah, bad person gets thrown around a lot simply because someone's lifestyle or opinions differ. We jump to, yeah, I have, there are not many bad people in the world, and even if they are bad, they might be bad to you, but to someone else they are very good. So nobody overall is a net bad person in my opinion. The whole visa thing is just an excuse. They can't get visas. Richie, has Brazil commented at all on this whole affair? No, he has not. He has not. And I hope, I wish he doesn't comment on that. Devon don't need visa. Why he refused to pull in Baku? Where is Engin? Has he stopped YouTube too? Yeah, he's not uploading stuff there. I'm not sure why. But what is he going to upload now? Right now, it is time. Like, I even said this to Engin on phone call like a week or so ago. I was like, brother, you sold East versus West because it was affecting your health. And now, if you're taking more stress than ever, even after selling it, even after not owning anything in the league, then what was the point? Just relax for a few months. Let them do whatever they want to do. And if they cannot do without you, if the league is falling apart, they'll come back to you. They're not stupid. Devon, if Robert Baxter sees that Engin was making the league profitable, and since he has left, the profits are going down, the revenue is going down, it's not like Devon will be able to stop Robert from inviting Engin back again. So they'll come back to you. If your whole idea was to just grow the league, then let them try. Let them try. If they can grow the league without you, then why are you mad? And if they cannot grow the league without you, then they'll come back to you for sure. So why are you mad in that situation? So I think the whole reaction from Engin was kind of confusing, because his whole idea was like Devon is going to control the league as soon as he leaves. So what if Devon controls the league and it grows even more than before? Would Engin still be mad at Devon or East versus West? I don't think he should be, because ultimately his goal should be that East versus West grows, arm wrestling grows. It doesn't matter if Devon grows it or Robert Baxter grows it. And if Devon spoils it, if he makes it bad, if people are not interested, if the pay-per-view sales are down, then Robert will come back to Engin. So I don't think he needed to react that way. He needed to show some patience for 1 year and just wait, relax, and train. That was the best time for Engin to start training. He should have become a arm wrestler there. Then it would have been amazing, I think. Sarhino or Sargino, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, brothers. I apologize, but that's a £5 super chat. Thank you, sir. If I were Robert and everything gets sorted with the Europeans, I would not be inviting Kalinichenko or Kamil back. They are bang average, anyways. I would agree with Kalinichenko, but Kamil, but even Kalina, man, he's becoming the ultimate heel. If we take that angle into it, if he's just playing a heel role, I think it's working well. But can a heel really, like, it's like he's almost like Stone Cold Steve Austin giving stunners to Vince McMahon. But if this is also a script like that, then I'm all up for it, because he's literally doing that. So Kalina is treating Robert Baxter like Stone Cold used to treat Vince McMahon, his boss, under a script, obviously. So in that case, I can see the point. I can see the point. But if it is real, then yeah, Kalinishenko should be out. And then Kamil, I don't think Kamil has said. In my mind, everyone has, all of the Europeans who have said they're going to quit, they're going to quit. I disagree with all of that. So it's up to the promoters how they want to tackle that. I will obviously be mad if all of these arm wrestlers announced that they're quitting. If I was the owner of the league, so let's see how they do. Once again, thanks for the super chat. Engin needs to step away permanently, just become a spectator. Army Alaris. Tall Paul, the Eastern Pullers and Eastern fans and Engin are tore up about Shaw Classic Atlantis. What do you think about the Shaw Classic matches? A lot of people don't like them. I don't agree with those people. Yes, Engin's cards were the best by far, but it is comparable to some of the King of the Table cards if you look at it. I don't care if Eddie Hall isn't that strong on the table, but he was entertaining in the first match. People enjoyed that match. So sometimes, like, not every event, this time they can be given a pass. They were in a difficult situation. They cannot invite many high level arm wrestlers. So if we complain about this event that the level is not high enough, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. So I don't have basically any complaint at all about the card. I think they did the best they could have possibly done. In fact, I would have reduced one match from the card. I don't want Alex Kurdecha versus Devon Right Arm there. What I would have done in that situation is keep that match reserved for the next event, because we don't know even if until the next event things are going to be resolved or not. Who are they going to use to sell the pay-per-views then? Because Devon versus Kurdecha has already happened. So I would have used it like if Devon beats Kurdecha, if Kurdecha beats Devon and gets his revenge on the left arm, then in the next event he gets a right arm match against Devon. That's what I would have done. Devon versus Mike WL match, 6.5 million views. Devon versus Jerry, 6 million views. Exactly. This is the point that Wesley, I also mentioned in a video a couple of weeks ago. If because Engin was saying in a podcast a month, maybe a couple of months ago, that since East versus West, Devon's channel has grown a lot. East versus West has nothing to do with Devon's growth. I don't think so. Because if it is about the views, then you can go to Devon's channel and sort by popular. None of the most popular videos on his channel are related to East versus West or King of the Table. None of them. All of the most viewed videos are about something else. And if you go to East versus West or King of the Table, all of their most viewed videos are about Devon. So who is helping whose growth? That's confusing. And not to me, but to many people. And if we go to WL, then Devon's matches have more views there compared to East versus West. We're saying that arm wrestling fan base is growing every single day, yes, but even back in 2017-18 with less than half of the fan base of what it is right now, WL was still able to generate more views. So WL gave to Devon more than East versus West in that sense, if we're just talking about the views. That's why we have the worst card ever to represent the sport at Shaw Classic. They didn't have options this time, that's the problem. Because everyone quit. Akash Kumar is the best Indian arm wrestler waiting for his comeback. I don't think he's the best Indian arm wrestler, but yeah, I'm also waiting for him to come back in good shape. Kamil needs some ketamine. You totally missed the super chat. the maintenance man is saying. I don't think so. I would not be. So he's just saying that he's not inviting Kamil, and I've already discussed this subject many times, so I don't think I missed anything there. Now they're talking about pirating and shit. Who? Past 4 6 events have been absolute shit show. No wonder they're selling pay-per-views. Who is talking about pirating the event? Baku was never official. But then, yeah. My guess is, obviously we're just guessing at this point, but my guess is that Baku event is available. It was available quite some time ago, but Devon is not ready to go there. And without Devon, there is not a match that is big enough to sell enough pay-per-views to cover the cost of the event. That's why they're not going there. That is my assumption. Robert should sort this out. I feel bad for Robert Baxter sometimes. He must be thinking like, why did I get myself into this mess? East versus West, and it wasn't even that expensive for a good level businessman buying a league for less than $1 million. It's not that big of an investment, and not that good of an investment as well. It's not like East versus West was immediately going to like quadruple in value in a couple of years. No, no. If anything, then it should be lower in value right now. AWE has an amazing production. I bet Shaw Classic will be just as good as that. Yeah, it will. It should be better than that. But AWE for a low budget event, it was amazing. The Americans can do their own thing. Where is the drama? The drama is this, that the organizers are not saying. Devon is saying that he's not going. Well, he's not saying that, but he basically means he will not go to Baku. Vitali is saying that he's not even trying to, like, he hasn't even tried to get the visa, not even interested. And yet Devon is saying that the match is going to happen at Shaw Classic, and it is going to be an amazing match. Kamil Jablonsky is mad at everyone. He's blocking people left, right, and center. He has given Robert Baxter the ultimatum, and the ultimatum has expired today. So they didn't agree to the conditions presented to East versus West Robert Baxter by nearly 20-30 of European arm wrestlers combined. And if the conditions are not met, then we will be hearing something from all of those arm wrestlers again. Some people just enjoy eating shit sandwich. They've been even say it tastes good. Pradeep and Matt Rhodes are non-biased. They need to be. I really liked Matt Rhodes' live streams because he's straightforward, honest about almost everything. And yeah, since we were discussing some of the points which he mentioned in his live stream, a couple of points remained. I didn't get the chance to speak about them. It's surprising because I was live for like a couple of hours and still we had so many things to talk about yesterday. So he said that it's easier to manipulate the rules when the rules are unclear, and I 100% agree with this point. 100%. I've already discussed that in detail yesterday. That the rules, it Devon said the best thing when he said that the rules should be as loose as possible and then enforced as strictly as possible. So on paper, this sounds like the perfect solution. Have loose rules and follow them very strictly. But we haven't been able to do that. I don't think it is possible to have loose rules and then follow them strictly. Like, what is a loose rule? You can say that micro fouls will not be called. That's a loose rule. But it cannot be fair then. Sometimes the referee will think that this is a micro foul. Sometimes the referee will think that this is a micro foul. The thing with loose rules is consistency cannot be there. You can have the most talented, most respected referee in the world, and he cannot be consistent if the rules are loose. So the only way for the referees to be consistent, fair to everyone, is to have strict rules. So while on paper it sounds amazing to have loose rules and enforce them strictly, it is literally impossible to do that. Nobody can do that. And then he was also talking about the match saturation. Engin was against this point right from the beginning that no, people keep on telling me if I keep organizing 15 matches, there will be a saturation and then there will be no more matches left. And see, we are up to East versus West 16, 15, and still there are maybe 100 matches that I want to set. While I kind of agree with both of these on this subject, but the saturation will be there. Ultimately, it will be there. You cannot keep on having like 15 super matches every 3 months or 2 months and then still have enough matches because the super heavyweight division has almost sorted itself out. Who can Devon compete against now? Only Vitali Laletin. So one match left. Who can Hermes compete against now? Devon, and then maybe a rematch against Vitali. So only two rematches. No new matches left for Hermes on the in the super heavyweight card. Maybe he can go against Georgi Svetkov. You can say that, but now the super heavyweight division has kind of sorted itself out. In total, if we talk about the top 10 arm wrestlers, maybe you can have like 10, 15 matches more. Then that's about it. Then everyone will be at their deserving place. And as soon as you try to set any super match, people will be saying either this match has already happened, why are you booking it now? Or everyone knows that he's going to destroy him, why are you confirming this match? So the saturation has started to happen. Matt was thinking that it happened way too early. I don't think it happened that early. It hasn't happened even now, but it will happen in a couple of years from now. At least in the super heavyweight and the 115 kg division, it was dead anyways until guys like Gennady decided to cut, and a couple of guys I think jumped weight as well from 105, like Reno Masic. Did Reno ever compete in 105? I think he may have done that. Sagov competed in 105. So, in that sense, yeah, there will be saturation, but not as early as Matt Rhodes thinks. Then he said athletes need to think outside the box. Yes, maybe the pay of the athletes who are not as famous, it's not as good, but then they can sell their programs. They can sell their, if they become famous, they can sell their training programs and stuff like that. And people are already doing that. Like Kalinichenko is doing that, and a bunch of other arm wrestlers are also doing that. So that was a good point as well. So they shouldn't just be focused. Would you credit that to the league, that you competed in a league? They didn't pay you, but now you became famous, and now for $30 a month, you can sell a program, training program to 30 arm wrestlers because of your popularity, because you gained like 10,000 followers in a couple of months because of the match that you had. So would you attribute that to the league, or would you consider it 100% your own success? Interesting point. Then nothing wrong with Devon asking for family tickets. Yes, I agree with that again. Like PPL invited Michael Todd and they paid for Michael's wife's ticket too. He was invited here as a guest because if it's a big star, you cannot say that, well, Robert is paying for Devon's wife's ticket, but then he's not paying for Hermes Gasparini's wife. Hermes is still a big star. Let's say he's not paying for Kamil Jablonsky's wife's ticket. It does not work like that. Yes, he's a big star. The league will spend more money on him. Tomorrow you can start complaining about the match fees too. So I don't think it's a. I kind of agree. Like 80%, I agree with Matt on this point. And then he said that people know how Devon behaves. If they don't like it, then they don't have to accept the super match. That's not how it works. Some arm wrestlers are contracted. If Vitali is contracted, Devon is contracted, and I think both of them are. Then Vitali says that I don't like Devon's behavior. I don't accept the match. Will the league then not force Vitali to compete against him because it says in the contract that he has to compete 2-3 times in a year? So I do, yeah, in some cases it can be applicable when the athletes are not contracted. But then what if the guy that you don't like, Devon in this case, he holds the belt? How can you say that? You want to become the champion, but you don't like Devon, but you have to face him. So you cannot say that if you don't like Devon, you don't have to face him. Yes, you have to face him if you become the champion. So Sarhino again with a £5 super chat. I hope you are still here, brother. If I were Robert and everything else, okay, no, I already read it. The Casey Byrne with a $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Pradeep, a while back I saw you compare Shaw to Larry Wheels. I disagree with you. I think Shaw is on a mission to be in this sport for a long run. And I hope you're right, brother. I hope you are right with this. That super chat was like almost 10 minutes ago. Yeah, 10 minutes ago. Yeah, again, I hope you're still here. So, yes, I did compare Shaw to Larry Wheels because. Do you think that Larry didn't want to become the best in the world? Like, he hired coaches and stuff, he was training every day, he was posting content like a couple of times a week, definitely more than he was inviting people to from all over the world to do collaborations to teach him new stuff. So Larry was doing as good as he can. Yes, he was still focused a little bit on other stuff, but there was a good amount of time when he was focused just on arm wrestling. And Brian Shaw's hand strength is going to be more than it's already more than Larry for sure, but I think their arm power can still be comparable. So they can be close in the straps even now, but I think Brian may be strong enough to like even pin Larry Wheels without the straps, just like he did to Eddie Hall. Casey, thank you so much for the super chat, and I hope you're right. Mention in the comments if you're still here. Wouldn't even pirate this card. Hermes versus Levan wasn't even good. Engin has always control freak. Man, so many chats I've missed today. But it's inevitable. Nobody in the world can read all of the chats, so maybe I shouldn't be feeling bad about that. Atlantis IRL. Interesting that he sells it only to have a secret underlying plan the whole time to bring it down afterward. WTF, I thought he was all about the betterment of arm wrestling. Yeah, that's what Coach Ray was also saying, that he shouldn't have tried to burn the league. There could have been some other options as well. Maybe he tried all of them. Engin is the biggest enemy of this sport. Stacks, it's absolutely true though. When this whole situation came out, Kalinishenko posted about that like 3-4 weeks ago. I created a poll: who is the enemy of the sport now, Robert Baxter or Engin Terzi? Initially, it was like 65% Robert, but then when more information started coming out, the poll changed immediately. It went to like 65% Engin Terzi or 60% Engin. Army, I always thought the same thing. He seems fruity. Baku is the best place on earth. That's the comment of the night. Don't know why, but I really like this comment from Bob Anderson. I'd rather watch the real thing, which is Jerry. I recently got blocked on Engin's Facebook too. If you're the same thing about censorship, if you're censoring someone, if you want to cut somebody's tongue, then you're fearing what he might have to say. It's not always about spoiling. Yes, when somebody is a big celebrity, they start to care about their image. Some people can start lying and spoiling their image, and every time they cannot come out to defend themselves. That's the issue I can understand. But the guys who aren't even that famous, like Engin is not that famous. He's not like a celebrity. Kamil Jablonsky is not a celebrity. I don't think they need to start blocking people or anything like that. I got blocked by Engin for commenting great event other than the audio problem. He yelled about it and blocked me. Yeah, and then when he's not the owner anymore, he says the same thing about the event. He says it was the worst event in the history of arm wrestling. So who is going to block Engin then? East versus West 19 is a terrible card. 170 kg Vitali versus Levan. If Vitali grows proportionally in strength too, just like the size, then he will win. But it's not possible. 150 kg weight limit for super heavyweight. Why? No, I don't think so. I'm skipping through a lot of chat. I'm up to 12:39, so 5 minutes behind now. I'm legit too. I have 600k in my bank account. That's good. That's good. Tall Paul is saying Vitali won't even try to get a visa. He must not like traveling. The jet lag disadvantage. Yeah. Now that Engin is not being favored, has Vitali like ever traveled to USA? Like, has he? Does anyone know? Now that Engin is not being favored by WAF, how long before WAF bans Engin again? WAF bans Engin again. What do you mean again? Was he banned by WAF before? Follow the money. WAF is a member of aims keep the membership by controlling para arm wrestling. Mr. Peanut, was Engin ever banned by WAF? He has 3 million in the bank but complains about a $20 pay-per-view. Get real. Who has 3 million in the bank? So the thing is, Leonidas versus Khaled. Yeah, good match, good match. It should have happened. Sergino again, €5, £5 super chat. Sorry. Off topic. Whatever happened to YSL Biologics and everyone going on about stem cells? Also, Arm Gods and Aussie working there. Silence. Arm Gods and Aussie working where? I got confused with this comment. And about YSL Biologics, I've already commented it that they they changed their name to YSL. They received a warning letter from FDA in USA, obviously because they're from USA. Then they had to, like, they were doing things illegally, not as per the procedure. But then I was told like nothing really happens according to the procedure. So FDA didn't approve them. They said they were making false claims, false testimonies. Those claims are unproven, so they have to like shut it down. I reported that on the channel a year or two ago. And then they did shut it down. So what did they do? They just changed the name from YSL Biologics to YSL Global. And after some time, then Devon still kept on promoting YSL Global, and then he stopped. Devon was sponsored by them. It wasn't a hidden fact. A fan offered Vitali additional $10,000 to pull Devon at Shaw Classic. He will appear on Devon. He will appear on Devon Live tomorrow. Yeah, that's new news to me. I was not aware of that. Obviously, I've seen that comment. I've already recorded a video about that. I'll be uploading that tomorrow morning. So he said that John Michael Howell was the name of that guy. I think he's a singer or something. If Vitali comes to USA for the Shaw Classic, I will personally pay him an additional $10,000. Then no BS. If he comes, I'll immediately wire the funds, spread the word. I want to see this match at Shaw Classic. This is what he said. That's a good money. Vitali should be willing to stay 1 week in the hotel if he has to get the visa in Kazakhstan or wherever he's getting the visa from. I offered him 65,000 to go to Baku. Chat is getting funny. Vitali needs to stop ducking Devon. Vitali announced the match at his mom's house. They ran out of stem cells. Clerks 93 in the house. For you, the fuck you talking about Corey West for? I'm not sure who's talking about Corey West. People are dumb. They can't understand Russia told its citizens to not go to the States. It's because it's also way harder to get a visa as a Russian to US right now. It's possible. Why did Russia tell the citizens to not go to the States? The East should do an event over there, then compare the pay-per-view sales with. Yeah, they should have done all of that. In my mind, I personally believe that still the league was like not that well established yet. I would have liked to see more events in Istanbul. Personally, as someone who is not going to be there in person anyways, like whether it happens in USA or Istanbul or Baku, how does it matter to the fans who are not going to be there? Like, it shouldn't really matter. I wanted to see more events in Turkey. Let the league be established for more. Let's go up to East versus West 25, and then go to USA. On one hand, they're saying that USA is like 4 times more expensive, and then they keep on complaining about losing money. So that's not done. Shaw Classic is massive as well. Devon replied to that fan in the comment section, invite him, and he agreed. Okay, okay, that's the thing. That's the thing. Maybe I'll record another section of like 10-15 seconds to add that to my video. Thanks for the information, guys. Would love to see Vitali and Shaw go at it with the grip strength testing exercises. Yeah, that will be amazing. Vitali, I think that the nail bending stuff, I think Vitali should, maybe Brian can do that as well. Grippers and grippers and especially the hand dynamometer, it's not close. Like Brian Shaw is not close. Vitali is much stronger in that sense. Then that tells me that even with grippers, Vitali should be stronger than Brian Shaw. But everything else, like picking stuff like this with open fingers, I think Brian will beat Vitali. I was thinking, I think I even talked about this when Brian and Devon did a collaboration. They were doing some grip stuff. I did say that I would love to see Brian just fly. Even for that single video, Brian could have like flown Vitali to his home and then Brian Shaw versus Vitali grip strength competition. But I don't think Brian is the kind of guy that will do like an official competition of some sort or anything like that. Like a competition between not Vitali, Morozov and Schoolboy. How many of you watched that? The arm wrestling lifts competition, the pronation lift, the arm wrestling deadlift with a handle, thick handle, and a bunch of stuff like that. That was cool. I would like to see more of that. Brian Shaw versus Vitali grip strength competition. Maybe the video gets like 1 million views. It's like 2 a.m. in India. Why are you not sleeping? Yeah, go to bed a little bit late. It's not 2 a.m. It's almost 1 a.m. Why do India? Why do India has so many people? I don't know, brother. I don't know. Now the fertility rate has dropped. It is below 2.1, and 2.1 is required to sustain the population. So the fertility rate has gone below that in India now. So the population is still, yeah, it still may increase because the majority of the population in India is still young, still below 40 years. So even though the childbirth has reduced, the population may still be increasing because less people will be dying because there are less people. And still, if 2 child are born per couple, the population may still increase for maybe 10-15 more years, something like that. But then when this young generation starts becoming older and starts dying, that's when India's population will go down. It's like still 30 years away from now. No, Engin has never been banned. Sorry, sir. I believe you misread my you literally said Engin will be banned again. So how did I misread your comment? Now that Engin is not being favored by WAF, how do you know that Engin is not being favored by WAF? How do you know? That's my question. J.R. Williams in the house. Devon should call his bluff and go to Baku. Yeah, if you ask me, then I would love to see Devon go there. I would like to see the match. I forgot to have these super chats on the screen today. I don't know why. But again, thank you, sir, once again for the £5 super chat. I won't be butchering your name again, so people can see it themselves. Levan and most of the Georgians are being more professional than the rest of the East combined. Stay out of the drama and just be an arm wrestler. That's what all of them should have done. Like all of them. Even if they wanted to quit, like why be in such a hurry to announce it publicly? Just tell the arm wrestler, tell the organizers privately that they're not going to come to the event if things don't get resolved. Or just let the things settle down. Let the things settle down. I haven't heard. So why only East has problems with Devon? Why not West? Like why Michael Todd wants to compete at East versus West? Why Paul Lynn wants to compete? Why all of the other Western arm wrestlers want to compete there? If the problem is with one person manipulating stuff, then everyone should have that problem. Or at least some people even from that region should have that problem. But right now, nobody seems to be having that problem on the Western side. 100% Georgians are also employed to arm wrestle by their government. They know not to fuck with their paychecks. I wouldn't really call it an employment. I think you are misunderstanding some stuff. 100% of Georgians, first of all, obviously not. They need to win Europeans or worlds to get like 10 15,000 euros paycheck per year. So your comment is definitely not right. People sometimes, Americans mostly make this excuse. I don't like it when people say, "Well, here even was Derek Smith saying that here we just arm wrestle for fun, where we have jobs and stuff, and over Europe most of the high level arm wrestlers are full time arm wrestlers because that's their life." And then I'm like, even if we calculate the purchase power parity, they are getting like $10,000 from their government per year, or euros, maybe a little bit more. And even if we calculate the cost of expense, I don't think America is more than twice as expensive as Europe in terms of living conditions. So whatever $10,000 can get you there, $20,000 can get you in USA as well. How many of the American arm wrestlers will be willing to live just on $20,000 or $25,000 per year? They can also do that, but then they have jobs that give them like $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year. So why would they quit that job? So that's the thing. It's easy to make an excuse by saying that they can live full time. Well, the amount of money that they are getting from their government, you can also make that in USA. You can literally make that from that much money from YouTube if you want. But then you don't want that the lifestyle that they are having over there. You want the luxury, and who shouldn't? Everybody should aspire for that. Everyone should work hard for that. But then you cannot really complain about that. You have no. Yes, I've talked with a bunch of people. Krasimir was very open without that. You have no idea what they're getting. Just because you see a businessman gifting Levan Saginashvili a good. Does he have a G Wagon? And gifting Vitali and a competition M5, not Vitali, Irakli a great BMW car. I think M5 it was. It does not mean that they got this from their government. They got this from the businessmen. Ongarbayev got a flat gifted to him when he defeated Kurdecha. L Sems will put that on the government too, like they're getting paid from their government. So no, you are the one who has no idea here. I know what I'm talking about. Jia Williams is bored with the whole Engin drama. Has he come to an agreement with Robert? I don't think so. I don't think so. Today was the ultimatum as per Sergey Kalinichenko and Kamil Jablonsky and maybe a bunch of other arm wrestlers too, to come to an agreement, and they have not. I don't think they have come to an agreement, or if they have, hopefully we'll be seeing an announcement soon. Kamil giving ultimatum to Robert. Yeah, it is what it is. Hi man, you're a streamer now. I like it. Yes, streamer. So I was thinking about discussing like some of the Reddit stuff too, but maybe that we'll do that tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. Or maybe you can do that right now. Let's see. We'll pass like 10-15 minutes discussing that subject. Reddit arm wrestling. Yep, we are here. Do you think that we have set arm wrestling back a year? More than that, if the European arm wrestlers don't find a way to keep arm wrestling at East versus West, then I would say more than that, because even worse than 2000, than before 2020, I would say, because back then at least we could have some matches that we didn't really see until then. We were not sure, and the biggest thing was Devon. Devon was, as I've said in multiple videos, Devon was able to arm wrestle Matt Mask. He was able to arm wrestle Toddzilla, Jerry, Michael Todd, even before that Ron Bath, Marcio Barboza, and he was able to make all of those matches interesting. Right now, none of them is a match. He destroys all of them. He got too strong for his own good. If the Europeans don't show up, if they don't compete, Devon has no match. Like Kurdecha, yes, he's also a European then. What happens after Kurdecha? Like there are literally no North Americans available now. And back in 2018-17, there were like a dozen who Devon could be matched up against. So that is the problem now. Winning those two events alone would net them 10,000 US dollars. Okay, let's see what you said before this. The way Georgians get paid from their government varies on event and placing. They need to do well, that's why it's so high pressure. And that was a part of the point Derek Smith was trying to make. Bulgarians, I knew up until like a couple of years ago, they were getting 10,000 euros both for winning Europeans and Worlds, and they needed to win it, like not even just place there, they needed to win it. And maybe at most, like you're talking about Georgians, maybe they'll be getting like 15,000 euros. I don't think they're getting more than that for winning European or Worlds, and they just get it once. Like if you win on the left arm too, it's not like they're they're going to get another 10,000 or 15,000. In North America, we all have jobs and arm wrestle after work. Yeah, you can also do the same. That's what I'm saying. You don't understand this point. If they are making $25,000 from arm wrestling a year, and while being at the best in the world, that's what they're making. And the biggest, most ridiculous excuse is that they're, which you are also making here, that they're so good because they get paid by the government. No, they become world champion, then they get paid by the government. So they became world, all of them became world champion without getting a single dollar from the government. So how can you put it on the government helping them to become the world champions? No, it doesn't work like that. Engin hasn't blacklisted me yet. I'll share this screenshot to him. Maybe he'll do that now. Levan definitely getting a lot arm wrestling news. Engin is a tool. Devon versus Levan needs to happen at least. We'll discuss the Reddit topics tomorrow. I don't think we're going to discuss it today. I think we can end this live stream. Maybe we'll go for a little bit more, 5-10 more minutes. Because Shaw is 10 times the athlete and 100 times the businessman. Any updates on Jerry getting back into it? Maybe I'll message Jerry tomorrow. Let's see if he replies something or not. Winning those events alone would get him 10,000. Events in Turkey were not profitable. Subsidized Dubai like WAF member of AIMS. Oh, okay. I got muted. Yep, something like flashed and I automatically got muted. So yeah, good to see all the regulars. I've been missing all the good streams, I think. Is it confirmed that Vitali cannot get visa whatsoever for the Shaw Classic? Vitali thinks that he's not going to get the visa in time. That's why he's not even trying. That's the issue. Vitali don't want to face Devon because he knows Devon will beat him. Then he lost the Levan rematch. Then he lose the Levan rematch. Okay. Vitali can bulk up to 165 kilo and focus on hand control and be number one easy. Nothing about what you mentioned is easy, brother. Nothing about what you just mentioned is easy. Engin hacking the mute button. I don't think I'm muted now. The audio should be there. Yeah, but as I said, there is a maybe 30-second delay in the chat and the actual live stream, so it's fine now. I thought my headphones battery died. Is it confirmed that Vitali cannot get okay? I thought Kalina said that it was a 7:20 for the deadline, but Kamil said 7:19 yesterday on Aussie's channel. Yeah, that's why I was also confused. Did Yes, I think he did say 20th. So maybe we'll need to wait for one more day before we hear some news. Devon's special forces with over 5 deployments. What the fuck special forces and deployments have to do with being scared of Vitali? I absolutely don't get it when people compare special forces with arm wrestling. What does special forces have to do with arm wrestling, brother? Everyone can be scared of losing. Can you imagine like Usain Bolt, best in the world, the goat of sprinting, 2016 Olympics, probably not in the best shape of his life. In Brazil, he's about to show the world that he still got it. Runs 9.79, wins the Olympic gold. You're telling me that he wasn't scared to lose? Being scared of some person is a different thing, but being scared to lose is a different thing altogether. And military has nothing to do with that. So of course Devon can be scared to lose the match. The more I think the more he prepares, the more seriously he takes, the more he can get scared of losing. And then the harder he trains so that he doesn't lose to avoid that fear. So I don't agree with you on this one. Everyone can be scared of losing. So if you ask, I'm quite sure if you ask Usain Bolt about that 2016 race, was he scared of losing? Yeah, he was. Maybe he was not scared of Justin Gatlin, but he was scared of losing to him. Did you see the Lachlan Adair versus Derek Smith slap announcement? Yes, I've saved that paper. Sap the B, $5 Australian super chat. Thank you, sir. Long time no see. You're back here. So yes, I have seen that. I have seen that, and I don't get the hate for slap fighting. If two, I don't get the hate for two grown men deciding to do whatever the hell they want. Let them do anything with mutual consent. I don't get the hate. And people keep on saying that Dana White invested into slap. He's stupid. He should have invested into arm wrestling. Really? Really? The guy was saying that he got more sponsorships in a couple of years from slap fighting than he has ever earned from UFC in like last 10 plus years. Slap fighting gave him more sponsorships in 2 years. Can you say the same about arm wrestling? Would he have gotten that much sponsorship money from arm wrestling? Of course no. Name one arm wrestling sponsor that has stuck with arm wrestling for more than 1 year in last like 6 years, 7 years. Name one. No, so the promoters, the sponsors, they don't see value in sponsoring arm wrestling. Why would he put his money in arm wrestling then? What's the deadline about? They'll again announce something like they're quitting or something if the conditions aren't met. So basically, they'll just be repeating what they've already done. Thank you, Sab the Bee. Yes, I'm looking forward to that match. I like the idea. I like slap fighting. Although I've never really watched it. Sometimes it shows up in the feed and I watched like 20 slap fight shorts, 30 slap fight shorts in my entire life. But I still like it. I don't mind it. Because you're monetizing brain damage. Nobody's forcing you to do that. Again, the same thing. You're doing that. You're doing something that is completely legal. So it's your job. Why are you worried about their brain damage? Vitali is hella overrated, to be honest. Everyone talking about him like he's going to beat Levan in a year. Nope, he's not. I don't think he's going to. Usain ran 9.81 2016. You sure about that, buddy? Are you sure about that? I haven't watched that race in many years. Can somebody check 2016 Rio de Janeiro 100-meter final? What was the timing there? Old Moldy Scrotty. Thank you again for joining the stream with your super chat, brother. Totally unrelated. Just want to say hi to the legend Sab the Bee. That's cool. That's cool. And if somebody missed the Sab the Bee comment, there is Sab the Bee. So the currency tells you where you belong from. So A is Australian dollars. So people can guess that Sab the Bee is sitting in Australia. I'm not sure if if VPN is going to work in this case. VPN is not going to change your currency. So if it is showing Australian dollars, then the guy is from Australia. Or maybe he's just traveling somewhere else, but originally his account and everything, it is from Australia. I was going to say the same thing, Drew CTE. Probably because long term sponsors don't like doing business with amateurs like Engin Terzi. And after seeing this, that even the. No, 9.59 has never been done by anyone. 981. Okay, maybe it is 981 then. 981, okay. Gatlin 989, yeah. Derek has gone crazy. Where is Derek? Where is Baku? Azerbaijan. Is it the capital of Azerbaijan? Sab the B high. Negativity. So sometimes the timings are different. So initially, if it shows not, it cannot be different by 0.02 seconds, but then they sometimes round it off to 1/100th of a second. So 9.81 can be 9.80. Derek has gone crazy. What do you mean by that, Stacks? Andrei Smaev has 31 centimeter wrist bigger than Levan. Yeah, I did talk about that in the last video. And I have a video about Andrei Smaev talking about this. So there was apparently some confusion. Clearly, you guys also must have watched, some of you must have watched the video that was uploaded on GOB channel. They were talking about Smaev getting a sponsor, competing at East versus West. Then Matt Rhodes is telling me that no, you got the video wrong, you didn't understand the language. And I was like, buddy, I was reading the subtitles, whatever the subtitles the video is saying. So I don't think I got that part wrong. Maybe the video was displaying wrong information. Then I got sent a video through email by someone where Smaev is talking about the subject, and he was like, I just asked someone to find some sponsors for me, like in general, or maybe for something else. And then that guy changed the narrative. He said Smaev is looking for sponsors for arm wrestling, for competing in arm wrestling. And Smaev was like, what is East versus West? It's nothing. They don't even pay their athletes. Why would I ever want to go to East versus West? This is what Andrei Smaev was saying. So this was the confusion, which I'll probably be clearing in the next video. Does Smaev work his legs? Maybe he does. I'm not sure. Pradeep, do you think that Engin drama has hurt the venue at Baku more than arm wrestling as a whole? Hurt the venue at Baku. I don't think they've spent any money over there. They've never really organized arm wrestling there, so I don't think it hurt the venue. But are you saying that the event is not happening because of Engin? I'm not entirely sure about that. It is possible. Bro, this version of Devon looks scary. What's your thought? Yes, he is scary. The number 2 arm wrestler in the world. Of course, he looks scary. These regional promotions need to start communicating and working together. Mac has an event going to. Yes, I saw a live stream. I can close a 300 pounds gripper, speed biker. You must be from India, because those fake grippers are. I've seen them in India only. That 200-pound gripper. Realistically, it's close to like a COC2, which is 195 pounds. I have both of them. That's why I know. And they feel almost the same. In fact, the COC2 feels slightly more difficult because its handle is a little bit wider than the heavy grip 300 pounds gripper. And yes, I can close both of them. Smaev's head is so small for arm wrestling. Pradeep, you really used to doubt Devon, and now he's number 2. Yeah. Who didn't? Man, when he was getting put under the table by Todd Hutchings back in 2018, like who wasn't doubting Devon until the 2021 Michael Todd match? That's when Devon started clearing the doubts when he showed 290 pounds. Before that, everyone was doubting, most of the fans, and we had all the reasons to doubt Devon. all of the reasons in the world. Then some, then maybe someone's doubts got cleared right after that match. Someone like me, it took me like maybe 1 or 2 years more to know that yes, Devon is like legit number two in the world when he defeated Hermes. So that's what that is. With all the negativity about Baku, do you think it's possible to hold an international arm wrestling event there in the future? Yes, yes, it may be possible, but the thing is that these things don't look good, man. Imagine a sponsor, big sponsor watching this, that even their contracted athletes, forget the fact that they haven't got most of the athletes contracted yet. Only some of them are contracted. But even the contracted athletes like Vitali, even they can say that we're not going to compete unless you work with Engin. No sponsor is ever going to sponsor such events. I mean, why would they? Chimpanzee is number one in the world. Pradeep, are you planning to watch East versus West 19 live? Yes, yes, yes. I watch all of the events live. Pedro Bile or Bile. 140 kg, Devon can die anytime. Forget Levan size. Can we eat garlic while arm wrestling? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I think we should end the live stream now. India is so good for hosting events. Every major city have massive halls in luxury hotels. Yeah, India, they should have an event in India. I'm not sure why they are not thinking about it. The only downside is that they may not be able to sell those expensive tickets. People here will not buy $50 tickets to watch an arm wrestling event. That's a fact. But then that can be covered with the cost of organizing. That will be cheaper here for sure. So, and people can get visas without a problem. Everyone can come to India. It's not a big deal. And the flights, yes, for the USA guys, the flights will be a headache. Most of the flights are like one stop. They'll take like 24 hours. But it is what it is, man. Still traveling to India will be, I don't think it's that difficult. People come here from USA or every day, so I don't think it is that difficult. Would you be the main point of contact if East versus West? I already decided to try to have a meeting set up between Robert Baxter and Parveen Dabas, the owner of Pro Punjab League. I want that to happen because if having good connections with WAF is a problem for East versus West without Engin Terzi, if Engin decides to quit, then that can be solved because the co-owner of Pro Punjab League, that is Preeti Jhangiani, she is the wife of Parveen Dabas. They both are owners of East versus West. She is also the head of the People's Arm Wrestling Federation of India, and she is also the vice president of Asian Arm Wrestling Federation. So Asian Arm Wrestling Federation obviously is from WAF, and she's the vice president of that. So she has good connections with. She's literally a member of that thing, of WAF, and if they have, and she's also the owner of Pro Punjab League. So I think the WAF connections problem can easily be sorted out if they decide to work with Pro Punjab League. Romeo is asking, how do you know? Not sure what you're asking about. Why India is not rich as China by now? People are stupid here, I guess. They don't work to. They focus on stupid things more than working our way to build towards something. Corruption is there. Like the system is almost as if it will collapse if everyone decided to go by the rules. I like dictatorship. I want give me make me a dictator, man. I would like to be a dictator. Like just some small stuff, like there's people always complain about smell and a bunch of, since we are already like 80 minutes into the stream, now I guess we can talk about a little bit other stuff as well. So give me that thing, like give me a bunch of soldiers under me with AKs in their hands and rolling in a Hilux, and we'll have a speaker, And wherever we see a bunch of trash outside, like we see almost everywhere in India, announce everywhere. If by 5 p.m. the trash is not gone, we don't care who has done that. We don't care at all. We need the trash out. We don't want to see anything. And if it doesn't happen, no electricity for you guys in the whole city for like a week or at least for a day. Then the trash is out the same day. That's how we roll. Pradeep, did you hear about the fugitive AI scam? No, no. What was that? Mark is asking, hello, where is the what, Mark? Super chat button. I don't know. It should be there. I got a bunch of super chats today. Seychelles. Greetings from, okay. The Drew is a member of the channel. How do you send a super chat? The Drew, the dollar icon, you must be seeing it somewhere. That's how you send a super chat. At the bottom right screen, bottom right part of the screen on your chat. What do you think about the current Devon version? It is going to be bad for Devon if the Europeans don't come over here. That's what I think about him, because he does not have many matches left. On the left, he can have like Dadikian, Alijan, Kurdecha, maybe even Levan if Levan decides to. Membership comment, do super chat, Tall Paul Hutchins. Thank you, sir, for being a member for 27 months. That's some serious business. Thank you. I only have a smiley face. Okay. Even on my screen, it's showing like in the a dollar icon at the side of the smiley face. Bye, Pradeep. See you next stream. So that's how we do. The problems all solved. High beam is a big problem. I drive in night many times when I go to home from this place. High beam is a big problem. So under my dictatorship, how will we roll? Like, I know there will be a lot of corruption, but we can do something to solve that as well. One time high beam, warning. Second time you're seeing high beam unnecessarily, blinding others, warning. Third time you do that, yeah, warnings are registered under your license plate. Third time you do that, your car, your bike, whatever it is, it becomes a state vehicle, and you don't get to protest that at all. Third time, it's government property, and we are going to use it for commuting to our workplace. That's how we roll under our dictatorship. Suddenly we see in a week the high beam problem is gone from the entire country. that's what I will do. That's how India will become rich, like China. Bye, Pradeep. See you next week. No dollar sign. Maybe something. You disconnected your payment option on Google or iPhone or something like that. I'm not sure. Can we scratch our ball while arm wrestling? No, you cannot leave your left hand from the hand peg, otherwise you'll get a foul. So there's your simple answer. Yes, that is the only way. East versus West, bunch of freaking clowns. If China or India invent in arm wrestling, they'll have 5 of top 10 arm wrestlers in the world. Invest in arm wrestling, not invent. In the super heavyweight division, it will be difficult. In lightweight, it's possible. Like like Chinese powerlifters are good. Like I've seen them, weightlifters. I've seen them even smash some world records. I'm not sure if they're still holding those records or not. But has any Chinese ever won a powerlifting medal in weightlifting medal in super heavyweight division? I don't think so. So for Asians, winning anything in the super heavyweight division is going to be difficult always. Mark is still not seeing the super chat option. Not sure, Mark, how we can help you with that. Maybe the next stream. Maybe that money is reserved. Whatever that. I forgot the amount that you always used to super chat. Like, was it 18 dirhams or 36 dirhams? Something like that. That money wants to go somewhere else. Pork chop can barely beat Devon with two hands. So of course Pradeep, no, I cannot beat Devon with two hands. I'll be able to beat the guys my own size if I use two hands. Like if you have me up against Alan Zoloev, then no, and of course pork chop isn't barely beating. There was a skinny guy in downstream. That guy. I think I can do that. There's a thing. It's a matter of how you use two hands. So I saw that skinny guy, per law his channel's name is. So he just regular grip on with one hand against Devon, and the second grip was like this interlocking of the fingers, right? And then he pulled Devon like down like this, like just down. He just killed his hammer curl like this, and Devon's arm, although he was trying, it immediately went down. So while we're trying like pulling both arms like this, and of course I'm going to lose. Maybe this way I'll surely beat the guys who are my weight category, but not the not the heavyweights or guys above 100 kg. They're going to destroy me. And this way I cannot beat anyone. Like if I use this, I think the 65 kg world champion is going to destroy me. But then this is the way, like a regular grip with this hand, and then interlock your fingers, and then just crush the hammer curl, just pull them towards your stomach. That's what I saw him doing, and with that, if he can do that to Devon so easily, then I think maybe I can also do that. Samusha is your size. Can you beat him? Like this, it may be possible to hold him off, to because the pronation. Then the thing is he'll just switch to a press and he'll try to press me immediately. Like if the pressure goes from here to here, I'm not sure how I'll be able to change the position. So yeah, maybe he can beat me. But then this is the thing. It will be difficult for anyone to handle this. Fugitive AI was a multi-billion-dollar startup scam where the AI was really 700 humans. They're smart 700 humans. I like it. But man, 700. How can 700 people be answering the world's questions so quickly that nobody realizes that it is taking too much? I can't beat Mazahir with two hands and I weigh 250 pounds. So, have you tried like this, brother? Try this. That will be interesting. Really, it's better than just taking their riser. I never saw anyone arm wrestle like that. But then I saw Devon's arm. Maybe I'm missing something. I need to watch that video. It was like a 2 hour live stream. Devon's arm immediately, like, Devon was like this, and it immediately started opening up like this. Pradeep versus Adam must happen. Yeah, left arm. And I even need to train seriously for that. Right, I have no chance at all. Like, he's twice my strength. Do you really think that pork chop barely beat Devon with two hands, or you are just retarded? Yes, that's the question. He was not. He was casually holding him off and trying to hold someone near your losing side and trying to attack them with two hands off the go. That's a completely different thing. Completely different thing. Because usually when we see, yeah, I'm using two hands, let the other guy work. Nobody's attacking off the go using both hands, and that's what we will be doing if it's an actual competition. You have some massive hands and good wrist. Bro, I have the skinniest wrists in the world. One of the reasons why I'm not competing there. When I go to the 65, 60, even the 60 kg men's category, everyone has bigger wrist than me. Everyone has a bigger wrist than me in the 60 kg category. That's why I'm not arm wrestling. I have the skinniest wrist in the world. Maybe this camera is confusing you. My wrists are not even 7 inches, man. Come on, it's disappointing. Adam right hand is a real bulldog, great guy. Yeah, Adam is strong, man, strong. That hook is really strong. And you will take, and plot recapped, when you do this, when you crush down, you will take the riser too. You will take the riser, of course you will. I think the arm will open up, then the riser will also start going. We'll try next time. Yep. Do you arm wrestle? No, right now I don't have anyone to arm wrestle with. Adam, right. So 1:30 at 1:30 we'll end this live stream in about 30 seconds or so. I won't be getting any new comments because it takes that much time for my centimeters. I don't know, like it's like 6.8 8 inches or something skinny like that. Skinny is the answer. When somebody asks me my wrist size, I say skinny, small. Get a girlfriend, your wrist will start to grow. Isn't it the other way around? Isn't it the opposite of that? How many centimeters? Peace out, all. Yep. Thank you, sir. You guys are awesome. Again, amazing live stream. We maintained like more than 200 viewers for almost like 70% time, and it was a good one. Good one. I got rich once again with a bunch of super chats, and the chat didn't disagree with much. We had some conversations, but yeah, it's amazing. Amazing. Bye.